Okay, so you're listening to your body, right? You know, something you're eating isn't sitting right.
Yeah.
Maybe it's your tummy. Maybe you just feel knackered all the time. But pinning down what food it is, that's the tricky part.
Exactly. And that's where we're focusing today. Food intolerance testing. It's basically a tool to help figure out those specific foods making you feel rubbish.
And we're basing this deep dive on a guide from Blood Test UK.
That's right. And importantly, it really drills down into what's available locally, specifically mentioning services in places like Heywood and the wider Greater Manchester area. So very practical for listeners there.
Got it. Okay, let's unpack this a bit. Food intolerance. How is that different from, say, a food allergy, like in simple terms?
Good question. So an allergy is your immune system reacting, sometimes dangerously. Intolerance is more your digestive system struggling with the food.
No. Okay.
Yeah, so it leads to symptoms like a sore tummy, maybe feeling bloated, getting headaches, feeling wiped out, or even skin rashes. It's uncomfortable, definitely, but not usually life-threatening like a severe allergy.
Makes sense. And the Blood Test UK guide mentions specific places in the Heywood area.
It did, yeah. It highlights how people locally can access services, mentioning Heywood Health Center and Pure Health Clinic as examples of where you might go.
Right, local access is key. So, how do these tests actually work? What are the main ways to figure this out?
Well, there are sort of two main approaches people take. One is the elimination diet. You carefully take foods out, then add them back in one by one. It takes time, but it's quite thorough.
Okay.
And the other big one, which is often quicker, is getting a blood test.
Right, the blood test. What are they actually looking for in your blood?
Most of the common ones look for something called IgG antibodies. Now, high IgG just means your body's been exposed to that food.
Exposed, so not necessarily reacting badly to it.
Precisely. It might indicate a potential sensitivity, a sort of low-level trigger, but it's not definitive proof that food is causing your symptoms. It's a clue, not the whole answer.
Okay, that's a really important distinction. So why then should people bother? If it's just a clue, what are the real upsides to knowing these potential trigger foods?
Well, this is where it gets interesting. Even as clues, identifying these can lead to some big benefits. The most obvious one is better digestive health. Your tummy just feels better.
Yeah, less bloating and discomfort, I imagine.
Exactly. But also, people often report having way more energy. Your body isn't constantly dealing with low-grade irritation.
Okay, more energy sounds good. What else?
Improved mental clarity is another one people talk about. Feeling less foggy, thinking clearer.
The gut-brain connection again?
It seems so, yeah. And better skin health is often mentioned, too. The Blood Test UK guide actually shared a story about someone local in Heywood, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they found they had intolerances to gluten and dairy. Once they cut those out, based on testing and advice, they felt, well, significantly better overall. It shows how this knowledge can really empower you to make changes.
That's a powerful example. But are there downsides? Any catches we need to know about? What about, like, cost or accuracy?
Definitely things to consider. Cost-wise, you're usually looking at somewhere between, say, 50 and 200 pounds, depending on the test.
Right.
And accuracy, like we touched on with the IgG tests, it's crucial. They can give false positives, slagging foods you eat often but aren't actually intolerant to, or even false negatives sometimes.
So you might cut out foods unnecessarily.
Potentially, yes. And that's why, and the Blood Test UK guide really stresses this, that you shouldn't just take the results and run.
What should you do then?
You absolutely need to discuss the results with a doctor or maybe a registered dietitian or nutritionist. They can help you put the results into context.
Context.
Like comparing it to your symptoms, maybe looking at that food diary you hopefully kept before the test. That's another thing the guide mentions, doing proper prep. It's about building the whole picture, not just relying on one test result.
Okay, so the test is a tool, part of a process, not a magic answer on its own.
Exactly that. A very useful tool, potentially, but needs to be used wisely with professional guidance.
So here's something to think about then. If sorting this out, even with the cost, and needing that extra step of talking to a professional, could genuinely lead to feeling that much better, more energy, clearer head, better skin, which may be the very first small step you could take today, just to start listening more closely to what your body's telling you after meals.
That's the key, isn't it? Moving from that feeling of confusion and just feeling off towards a diet that really works for you. As Blood Test UK explains it, it's about using these tools thoughtfully to get to a place of better long-term health and well-being.